Aquaba, and welcome to Expat Life Ghana. I'm Ayo, and this is Tony, and we are documenting our move from Texas to Ghana as we go beyond the return.
We are live, y'all. We are live. All right.
What are we talking about this week?
Oh, traffic nightmares in Ghana. Traffic.
Ooh, that's a good one. It's been a good month this last month, right? I feel like there's been a lot going on. We're doing some stuff. How you feeling?
Ready for the holidays.
Are you?
For the holidays.
It's a holiday weekend right now, except not here.
No, not here. although we're experiencing Black Friday sales.
That's true. Which I don't. Yeah, you're right. I don't get that at all.
Just Black Friday sales for no reason.
Yeah, Luke wants me to order stuff for him for Black Friday, and I'm like, ugh. But yeah, it is a little bit different seeing like the Facebook feed of all of our friends showing
like turkey and dressing and all that kind of stuff. And
we had spaghetti yesterday. I don't know what. So Thanksgiving. Not a thing here, but I feel like Happy Indigenous People Day.
Yeah, there you go.
It's been getting hot.
Yeah, I think winter time is over.
It's over.
The rainy season. I can't say the rainy season over, but
I know it rained today, but it's getting
really warm again.
Yeah, so everybody who's planning their trips for December and the holidays,
bring that light clothing that you have.
Bring that extra deodorant.
Yeah, bring that.
Yeah, because it is heating up, you guys. It is heating up. Mm-hmm. Well, we are talking about the roads in Ghana. This is not a very popular topic, but there's been a lot going on in just the last month. So we're going to talk about the news in a little bit.
Yeah.
You like driving here.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I got the correct vehicle for driving here, so it's fun.
I drive here too. I think people think that I don't drive at all, but I do drive here in Ghana. I do drive.
Yeah.
Let's talk about who has hit more vehicles. Let's talk about that first off.
Oh wow!
I'm just saying, I'm a safer. I'm a safer driver.
Safer, just because you don't ding a car now and then doesn't mean you're safer.
I ding less cars, but it is very different driving here versus driving anywhere else. But you like it.
Yeah.
Why?
It's not regulated a whole lot. I think it's the reason.
That sounds like a terrible reason to like it because you can do whatever you want.
No, it's more of it's kind of make up as you go along.
Oh my gosh, like the most horrible thing that I've ever heard. Anyway.
Well, what do? You're driving down the street. The road ends and turns into a off-road experience. You just gotta work with it, right?
So let's jump into some shout-outs and say hi to some folks out here in Ghana. Who has been coming through last month?
This last month. Let's start with Nika B. She just took a tour with us, a cross-city tour.
How was that?
That was great.
Yeah? Did you still like enjoy yourself when you go on these tours?
I still enjoy taking people out on the tours. Yeah. And she enjoyed herself as well. While out on the tour, we went with the Ghana Tourism Authority and their double-decker bus.
I love the double-decker bus. That's like a new addition to the tourist scene here. Super fun.
Noelle was on the bus with us, and she was like, "Hey, you look familiar." So Noelle spotted me out there giving a tour.
It's weird getting recognized in public. Do you find that to be strange now?
Not really. I think it's strange sometimes. I'll go someplace like, nobody knows who I am. That's cool. Then I find somebody just staring at me like, is that Tony?
Yeah, people totally know you.
Yeah,
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's cool.
Who else?
Who else? Let's see. James C. From New York is in town. We picked him up at the airport. Sabrina R. picked her up at the airport. And Eric W. picked him up at the airport. We want to thank all those people for utilizing our services with Expat Life Ghana travel and tours and driver services.
I always think it's funny when you go to pick people up because I think they're surprised when you're the one that picks them up.
Yeah, it's funny. It seems like, oh wow, Tony, it's you. I'm like, yeah, it's me.
Yeah, you don't pick up everybody. Like sometimes we do have prior engagements or something else, but for the most part, it kind of is you. And I always think it's so funny because people are a little shocked.
Yeah, now people, when they come in, if it's not me, I'm like,
Tony did no, it's not always Tony.
It's not always me, but it's fun to get out there sometimes.
Yeah, it's definitely a good time. Well, let's pop in and see what's going on with everyone in the comments. We've got a hello from Miss Karen in Chicago.
All right. Hello from Chicago. I enjoy your content and your honest depiction of life in Ghana. Keep enlightening us. Your boys are a joy to watch as well. Thank you.
They're getting so big now.
Oh yeah, they're almost unrecognizable.
That's
wow. True. Especially Luke. He's just getting so tall now.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Mm-hmm. Let's see who else we got. Umaru. Greetings from Wakanda. All right.
Gosh, we get people from so many
places. Stony World. Tuning in to you live from Jersey.
All Jersey, right. What's up? And Don in Houston. Hey, descendants of Africa and Memphis. Good to see you. Fontana, California. I don't know where that is in California.
I don't know either. But Hama, thanks for tuning in with us. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Augusta, Georgia. Hey.
That's where
I am a peach, y'all. Thank you very much. Black Hannah. Hey, good to see you.
Yeah, hey, Black Hannah. All right.
Got another folks coming in
Bridget
from
Butler.
ATL.
Oh, but on vacation in the Outer Banks, North Carolina.
Right. My mom's in North Carolina right now. Hey, Mom. If you live in Ghana, get an SUV.
Yes, get an SUV.
Yeah.
4-wheel drive capability.
I'm not even kidding, yesterday when I was driving into Accra, I saw someone in a sports car trying to pull into the motorway near the toll plaza, kind of on the Accra side, right? You know what those roads look like.
Yeah.
So he's up trying to get in, and it's like his whole... I was like, you're not going anywhere now. You're stuck there now. I hope you liked that spot, because that's where you'll be from now on. Some comments about road rage.
Road rage lead to gunplay here in America every day, somewhere in America. African traffic, no problem. Yeah.
Is that how you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I have no worries about, like, if I cut somebody off, sorry, and I go about my day. But, yeah, it's something to see all the news headlines about road rage incidents.
That was something you were feeling anxious about.
Oh yeah,
as we visit there. That's something to keep in mind. We've got some folks coming in from Chicago.
Oh, I love Chicago. Anybody comes from Chicago this holiday, bring some Garrett's.
Oh my God. Do not bring this man Garrett's popcorn.
Please bring this man some Garrett's.
Okay, that is something you always made us get when we flew through Chicago.
Yes.
We've got some hellos from Ghana. Hey, hello.
And Ayo from Ahija and the Israel from Ghana. All right.
Yay, Stony World.
Double-decker bus is fun to ride on. It really is.
It really, really is.
Yeah.
Lovely Africa says, I love Ghana. Hello, family. Hello. Hey, watching from Philadelphia with James.
Philly.
Hello from Bolgatanga. Thank you. I was going to get it, I think, right? Bridget says, I'm planning our trip this weekend with my cuz, the travel agent. I joined the Facebook group, waiting for my acceptance. Make sure you answer all the questions.
Yes.
Tony is like the super gatekeeper.
Right. Yeah. And just make sure you agree to the terms of the group.
Yes. S Queen, hi from Chicago.
Chicago is really in the house tonight. All right.
Hey, Chateau.
Hello from Jamaica. I like that. Deanna, nice.
Shakira says, hey.
Hey, guys. All right. Hey, from Virginia.
Absolutely.
All right. The anointed one. Hey, how's it going? Hit the likes. That's right, people. Yes. Hit the like button. Let us know you're enjoying the content here.
Totally.
And Shakira, she's in ATL.
No, I'm gonna do a quick run here. So we've got Massachusetts in the house. We've got Pennsylvania in the house. Somebody planning on moving to Ghana soon. Congrats.
Hello from Hanging with the Johnsons. All right, E. All right, fam. Thanks for tuning in.
We got Brooklyn in the house. Whoop, whoop. We've got someone planning on retire who's coming to Cape Coast.
Okay, they lived in Houston and found it very hot. It's not as hot here, so you should enjoy it, especially living in Cape Coast.
Yeah, that's a little bit. It's not quite so hot.
Yeah, it's a little cooler.
Yeah, I mean, there are places that you can go to here where you're going to find that it's not quite so hot and humid.
Yeah.
So that's always good.
Yeah, the roads, just so you know, they're fairly decent in Cape Coast. Once you get to some of the little smaller streets and that, dirt roads and things. But for the most part, Cape Coast is fairly decent as far as the roads.
Hello from Florida.
Yeah,
good to see
Florida.
You. We've got a Ghanaian in China. How is that?
Oh wow, that's something. Red, gold, green. Hello from Wisconsin Avenue, Washington D.C.
Daleem, hey.
Hey, Daleem, hey, how's it going? You see $1 Million Houses located on 10 CD roads. You got that right, bro. I know exactly what you're... And to be honest, it seems like the nicer the house, the worse the roads.
They do that so people won't come to the house.
The nicer the destinations, the worse the roads. So, yeah.
We've been on some horrible roads going to some relatively nice places.
Yeah.
There's one road that we take when we go into Accra that I don't even understand people putting their house on this road. Oh, it's like an earthquake trying to drive, even at like 5 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Brain damage.
And it's like the nicest houses.
They are. They're so nice.
And the worst road.
The worst road. Abina from Canada. Hello. Stacy from Seattle. Hey. Aburi.
Right. The anointed one. Aburi is not so hot. You're right. Being in the mountains, it stays a little cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. One of my favorite places.
Absolutely.
Being in the mountains.
Well, so here's a question for us as we get to talking about some things.
Mm-hmm.
Are the roads here in Ghana safe?
Let's see. Well, when's the last time you seen a major accident? All right, so there you have it. I mean, people in driving here, they understand what the roads are. Well,
I feel like we see accidents like.
When's the last time you seen a major? Well, accidents happen every day, everywhere in the world. So, are the roads in Ghana safe? Well, I mean, how can I put this? If you drive knowing what you're driving on and the conditions that you're driving on, if you drive appropriately, yeah, they're pretty safe. But if you just go out there and, you're just driving however, and you can't drive like you're on a interstate in the States and come here and drive like that. But you got to watch out for the manholes. So, you have to take some caution with driving here. So,
yeah, I think there's a lot of
safe.
There's a lot of things on the road that I think make it less safe for general driving. So I'm going to say that. Before we go any further, I have to tell you, I actually really like the colors of that shirt today.
Oh, thank you.
When you busted that out, I was like, ooh, we should get matching outfits, but we don't do that.
We don't do matching outfits. So what she just said was, I like that pattern for something for me.
That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, but I have to thank Charles and for Alfredo Freak for the shirt today. Yeah. Very nice. I like the sleeves here with this little military cuff. So like that.
That's nice. I'm wearing the dress today. Got the dress on. I feel like I can't do the dress service unless I stand up and do a little. Right? Huh?
Yeah, I like
the dress. I like this one. This is a good one. It's got a little flare down at the bottom too, which I'm kind of into. I like the pattern.
Accents your midsection and make things look nice and slim. All right.
Thank you.
Put that out on the date night.
Oh, well, I wish I had someone to go out on a date with. Did that work?
Y'all watch them.
Thank the folks over at Alpha Freak. Find them on Instagram. They have a bunch of great stuff, and they do ship internationally. And stuff is really wearable. I think that's what I like about that.
Yeah, they're always got new things coming in. So
stop by the store if you are in Ghana and see what's new on the racks. All right, so let's get in and say a few more hi. Some more comments have already popped in. Let me get over there and say hey. Is it cheaper to build a house in a less developed area?
Yes.
But then you're in a less developed area. What does that mean?
Yeah, well, it's going to cost you to live there a little more.
Yeah, I mean, then you're talking about the price to commute, the gas prices coming and going.
Yeah, you got to take all that into consideration.
Yeah, and even though the price of the house might be cheaper to build, it depends on how much infrastructure you have to put into.
And then if you are in a less developed area, the contractors may charge you more to get there. So
right, and the material cost to get there.
There's a lot of things to consider when building houses here.
Yeah, so even if you do get a quote from a builder who says that the price is going to be less expensive because you're in a less developed area, when all is said and done, you might find that you've paid a little more or a comparable amount. So just kind of keep that in mind. Hey.
Hey guys, our school is in the Shyman. They must be the worst in Ghana.
The roads are... I don't even like driving over that way.
Yeah, I don't know how the roads are in the Shyman. I never go. Wow.
People will say that they want us to come. And I'm like, no. Yeah, between the traffic and the roads, I feel like they're trying to keep you from coming that way.
Yeah.
Because the traffic is terrible.
Yeah.
But the roads are no better. So, amen. What'd you miss?
What you missed? Not much so far. Just getting into talking about the roads here and driving, the road safe, that kind of stuff.
Safe, yes. Great, not so much.
See, it's just
somebody's agreeing with you.
Yeah, it's just how you drive. And people around here, are just little crazy drivers. So
but I've seen people drive, and I'm like, you really have no business out on this road.
Oh yeah.
So I feel like there's a lot of that.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, we find a lot of that everywhere you live. So I guess there's that too. Hello. Hi to Kathleen from Maryland. Some people around the corner.
Oh no, Iberia, Louisiana. Hey, how's y'all? What they have for in Louisiana? The turkey rolls for. Turkey rolls.
Did you have a turkey roll?
Did you have a turkey roll, Cornelius? Come on, tell me what you have for Thanksgiving.
The roads are safe because they are so bad that you can't drive fast enough to cause an accident.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, the people drive. Let's think about the drive from Chema to Accra, and where traffic slows down for no reason other than the road is bad. And so kind of where the potholes are and where traffic is going to slow down. So if you know the road, it's pretty safe to drive.
I was driving. I just made my trip yesterday into town, and there is a new section of potholes that have popped up since the last time. They were pretty. Those were like wheel busters.
Yeah, they are.
I hit one, and I was like, "Oh, dear, this is gonna be bad." So
when I say they're bad, they're bad. I know. Yeah. I know the area you're talking.
So it seems like sometimes even when you're driving cautiously, the road itself is changing a lot, like the road safety itself.
Yeah, and I think that comes into being familiar with the road. So you have to drive it now. And that's not going to happen.
Thanks. Love the dress. Thank you very much.
Yeah, she's hot in that tonight.
Amen says the current driving time from Accra to Chema is 2 hours. Tony, it
is not that bad.
You had a late call in Accra yesterday. Like Tony, literally, if it's like 3:30, he's like, "I gotta be out. We gotta be out of Accra by 3:30. Like, we gotta be out." And you didn't get out till 4:30. Yeah. And you called me from Spintex. Just no kind of moving is happening.
Right. And they're doing construction with the flyover, and it is what it is.
Yeah,
it's Ghana, baby.
So, do you think that there's just more drivers and more cars than road?
Yes, I think looking at the amount of people that live in Accra and the amount of people that work in Accra, it's a big, big difference. Everybody coming in to work in Accra, there's nowhere for all this traffic to go. There's just too many people coming into the city.
Completely
Too
agree.
many people.
That was pretty good.
That was maybe a Sunday afternoon
I know.
without traffic. I'm like, wow, they're moving along.
They're moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that one car not being able to merge. Now, listen, if you can't do roundabouts and you can't merge actively in traffic, get a driver, because you have to have those two skills in order to drive here. You have to be able to do those two things.
I agree with that.
There's that stretch right there from Accra Mall into like all of the things in City Central down into Osu.
Okay.
That stretch of road,
it's just busy.
There's never a good time to be on that stretch of road.
No, yeah, it's about like 2:30 in the morning.
Where are you going to at 2:30 in the morning?
Where you coming from at 2:30 in the morning? But yeah, 2:30 in the morning.
It's just the most horrific stretch, and I don't even know, like, our city planners making considerations for the amount of dense population that they have here, because it doesn't seem like there's
right. I think the one thing that would help that traffic in that area, and I know it's a stretch, is to bring in traffic engineers and to have the traffic lights in sync with each other so that traffic is moving fluidly. But
right now,
it's, I mean, that would probably be an overhaul of the system to have the all the traffic lights in sync with each other. But it would help.
It would help a lot. So the current driving time from Accra to Tema doesn't have anything to do with that stretch. That's all about the motorway. The motorway, you were telling me something the other day about the motorway, and I was just like, wait, that's not true. And you were like, yeah, no, that's true. When was the motorway built?
The motorway was built in the 60s or the 50s. Kwame Nkrumah built the motorway. And it was the what am I saying here? I'm thinking about the motorway. Anyway, the motorway was built by Kwame Nkrumah, and at the time it was, state of the art. It was
it was great.
It was even before England even had their a motorway. So this same motorway is it's still there.
As it was.
Yeah, no additions to it. No, we're putting exit ramps and entrance ramps or anything like that.
And for those of you who are like me, who feel like the 50s and 60s, it wasn't that long ago, that's like 70 years ago. That is a really long time to not make any significant changes to that stretch of road, other than just paving over the manholes periodically.
Yeah.
It feels like,
the one thing that gets me is the exit ramps. There's no dedicated exit ramps, so there's a makeshift exit ramps, and they go to the dirt roads and take you on to wherever you're going. But sometimes people are looking for it and they slam on their brakes right then to make a right turn from doing 80 kilometers.
We're totally going to look at a video of this in a couple of minutes, because that's exactly what happened.
And dedicated exit ramps.
Yes. Be ready today. Thank you so much. Thank you for the love. We appreciate it.
Do we have fam in Virginia?
Do we? We don't have any. Well, no. You have a cousin in Virginia.
Who's in Virginia? Ray's in DC now.
Okay, maybe not.
I think Ray's in DC now.
So
sorry.
Nope, sorry, won't make it there. Kwame's letting us know it was built in 1961.
61, 2 years before the British built the M1. See, I was kind of correct on that. I knew it was built in the 60s.
You were so close.
Yeah, and again, it was before the Brits built theirs. So again, I was correct on that too.
Stony World says that the traffic sounds like New York Lincoln Tunnel kind of stuff. Yeah, it's totally. And then Kwame's asking, what about the Tema interchange? Is that not making traffic less congested?
The Tim interchange. Yes, that's I know where you're talking about the new. Yeah, that's great.
But that's like
but
way in.
Yeah, that's not. That doesn't. That isn't. What am I trying to say? The traffic there isn't as big of a deal as the traffic that's in Accra. That Timber Motor.
I mean, it's doing a good job. I feel like it addresses some of the traffic, but it's a half hour, 40 minutes outside of
Accra,
right?
Where the
Accra
traffic
Central,
is, yeah.
Right. So we're talking about alleviating traffic quite a bit away, and in order to get to that exchange, you could be on the motorway for an hour or two to get to something that, without traffic, would take you 25 minutes, half hour. So yeah, that I think that it was meant to do more, and it's not doing. It's meant to do more. It's doing something, but maybe not as much as it could. Wondering if people from a foreign country can build better roads in Ghana. What do you think about that?
Yeah, they can.
You felt firm about that. I was like, oh, that's,
Yeah.
Why do you think so?
Well, I look at the roads now and the purpose that they're serving. If you think about the motorway coming out of Tema, that serves that's a hub for the semis coming from the port that go to different countries, and they're asphalting where they should have 16 to 18 inches of concrete because of the weight of these trucks coming through. I mean, yeah, somebody from another country would look and say, yeah, you're doing this totally wrong.
That's actually a really interesting. That's an interesting observation that I, as like a lay person looking at traffic, would not have observed. Right, that the weight of the vehicles has an impact on how much you need to.
Yeah, on
concrete or asphalt. Or
how much support you need for it. Yeah.
So these systemic changes that have not been made to the motorway in the last 70 years. Do you feel like they also have not considered the increase in truck capacity and hauling?
Well, yeah. If you think about Tema's new port, 15 years ago, the road would have been fine, but with the new port, I mean, more things are coming out of there, and nobody took into consideration that these trucks are coming through. They're heavy already, but this being Ghana, now they're overweighted, and does nothing good for the traffic, for the roads. So nothing good for it.
We've heard people talk before about grants that are available to make systemic improvements inside of countries, specifically African countries, through Western nations. I wonder if there's anything that's around to address road building. It'd be interesting in a country where there is a Bush.
Yeah, George W. Bush Highway or motorway. Yeah.
Hey, George W. We need some money for road maintenance.
Yeah.
No need for a chiropractic adjustment.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Now, at least 8 miles an hour is the adjustment.
That
speed
is
for your right.
The road from Accra to Kumasi, and you've driven that one a couple of times.
I hate that road.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and part of that is it's incomplete, and there's 2-lane highway going one way, and you've got 2 lanes coming the other way, and then instead of where it is incomplete, you have people still driving on the incomplete side, and then they switch over to the complete side, and you have 2 lanes of traffic. But if you aren't thinking, this is the section where it begins like just 1 lane. Well, you can very quickly have somebody coming head on to you, and you're thinking you're in the right, but no, you're on the wrong side. Or it's just crazy coming through there. It's just there's a section where you cross over, and if you aren't paying attention that people cross over there, yeah, people coming right at you head on.
Yeah,
So
that
you
doesn't
have to
sound.
you have to know driving here. You have to know the roads driving here. I've been on that road to Kamasi, driving it a couple of times now, so I kind of know like what to look for and where to look for it at. But
But
if
I mean,
you
that's a
don't know,
danger.
yeah.
Like
But
that's
if
like
you don't know,
right.
then yeah, oh yeah,
Yikes.
yeah, crazy.
Young 10 again
Uh,
is learn so much.
Glad to put out some knowledge out there.
Yeah. I have someone saying that the Accra Road is being built by China. What did we notice when we were? True story. Yeah, that's we're not. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah. It boggles my mind too that the import export, and the ports are such an integral part of sustaining, you know, a steady flow of revenue and
Hmm.
goods inside of a country. Feels like they gave away a lot.
Yeah, and that's the short-sightedness of a developing country to feel like they need these foreigners to come in. Really, you put out a call to African Americans who built America. You put out the call to the right people. Invest in yourself. Ghana, I know you're listening. There's people who would love to come here, who look just like you, who would love to come here and help out. And when they see, oh, you're going to the Chinese, they're like, why? Why? Now you have to give up something for them to come and help you. And that's what people are like, oh man, why? Why are you giving up so much of your
Feels like
land?
a
So
lot.
yeah, why?
It feels like a lot.
So there's that's my little rant. But it's you don't need the Chinese people here.
Yeah.
Black Americans built America, literally built it. They can come to Ghana and build it.
Well, so we're out here in Tema, and sometimes we have to take the is it the N2 that we take from
Hmm.
here towards Pram Pram,
Hmm.
um, and the traffic between Tema and Dawinia, even into Pram Pram, all of that.
Dodo is just
That I remember my dad 15 years ago talking
mhm,
about how they were going to expand the road. Um,
right.
and
And he
so,
bought property out that way.
right, because the road was going to expand. The road never expanded, so it ended up taking 2 hours to try to come in and go out to
And
a place that is only
yeah,
20 minutes away.
right. And the road never expanded, but people moved out there on the thought that the road's going to expand and traffic will be easy.
Right.
But there's no easement of the traffic, and now you got
There was a
a
shift.
cluster.
Right. Well, there was a shift. People were like, well, if the road's not going to expand, we can't live out here. Traffic is too bad. So they started
Right.
moving back in a little closer.
Mhm.
But then the prices dropped again because people weren't renting
Right.
or buying out there. So now we've seen people move back out towards that general direction because the prices have dropped again. Uh, but the road, it's the worst stretch. I hate that stretch of road. It
I
doesn't
know.
matter what time you
It's
drive it. It's
no
just gridlock, like bumper to
the
bumper,
bumper to bumper.
5 miles an hour tops.
And what makes it worse is the motorbikes that come through, the trotros that come. It's just
It
yeah,
is
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
miserable. So yeah, I gotta say that much. How do you feel about night driving?
Night driving. Um,
They put lights on the motorway.
Lights on the
Let's
motorway,
let's give
great.
snaps to the lights on the
Yeah.
motorway.
Some areas it's hard to navigate if you don't know because there are no street lamps. So night driving can be a challenge. Again, you really driving here, you have to know the roads here. So I've
Yes.
been getting a lot better about driving in Accra, getting more familiar with the roads there. I think I got Tema down. I can almost close my eyes and get home.
Don't do that.
I know I won't do that, but I can almost do it.
All right.
But just knowing where the bad roads are and the major potholes are, you really have to get familiar with driving around to get safe here.
To know.
Mhm.
I agree with you. Miss Karen is saying that we're her favorite YouTube channel.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Miss Karen.
Natalie says Fridays on Spintex.
No, you right. And I was on Spintex yesterday, and I was like, thank God it's not Friday.
Yeah, completely. So Monsa's making a comment about 180,000 people are expected in Ghana this December for the holidays. That is an actual number.
Yeah.
When I heard that, I was like, that's not possible.
Oh, yeah.
Where are all these people gonna go?
This is gonna be crazy. Come to Ghana for holiday. We're gonna love it. This is party central here.
But what does that mean for traffic?
Oh, it's gonna be worse. That's why I'm trying to do as much as I can.
So you're just gonna stay in Taiwan. That's it. Okay, well, so we're gonna come back and talk a little bit about these 180,000 people and traffic coming to a halt. But before we do that, I have to stop and say, what events are you looking forward to this Christmas that all these people are going to come in for? Or this holiday season, this December?
Definitely Afrochella.
That's like your number one.
My number one.
That's his number one.
Afrochella.
If someone has never been to Afrochella before, what is that like? You've been to 2 now, right?
Yeah, Afrochella.
No,
2.
2.
Afrochella is like Juneteenth Day, Martin Luther King Day, and and Kwanzaa all wrapped up into one ball, you know? Yeah.
I don't know how it is like. I've been to some Juneteenths I don't want to go to again. You've been like
that's the nice ones.
Oh, okay, the nice.
Yeah, I go to the nice Juneteenth celebrations.
Yeah,
but so it's a music fest, food fest, fashion fest, all celebrating the African culture. So Afrochella. I think it starts around the 26th, and it goes for about a week or so, if I'm not mistaken. But the big one I'm going to is on the 28th of December. That's the actual festival. And that's a concert and all kinds of stuff. So
some big name people have turned up in the past at Afrochella.
Oh yeah,
that's the part where I'm like, yes, it's like a draw for. This is like a big draw for people.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to think who's the like Stone Boy and Wiz Kid and so I don't know.
You just aged yourself so bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's like some of Ghana's best will be there performing. So I'm looking forward to it.
Is there anything else you're looking forward to?
Yeah, Afro Christmas in Tema, the 25th and 26th. Masquerade parades happening here. And they say there's supposed to be like 7,000 masqueraders in Tema on the 26th. So I am really looking forward to that.
When they masquerade, they actually wear a very specific type of outfit as part of that masquerade. It's not like you're just dressed in whatever.
Right. There's groups that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you going to get an outfit?
Yeah, we're going to have matching outfits.
Subscribe now so you don't miss Tony in his outfit. I'll be at the house.
Okay. What else am I looking forward to? Now that I know what Boxing Day is, I'm looking forward to that.
Last year was your first one, right?
Yeah, I was like, so when do the boxing matches start? Hey, I ain't seen a good fight in a while. It's like boxing matches. What are you talking about, kid?
That's not how that works.
Yeah, Boxing Day is like when they put your gift on a box and give it to you.
Yeah, so you, I don't know who's going to give you any of that.
Day.
I'm not giving you anything. Beyond the return events, are there any good ones coming up?
I would say every day of December, there's a Beyond the Return event happening. I was just talking to Ivy Prosper this past week.
Hey, Ivy.
And if there's not one event happening, there's 2 events happening on every day of December. So, Beyond the Return, I would just say check out their website for their events. But definitely every day of December, they got something going.
Yeah, there literally is a ton going on. So you should definitely get in.
Okay.
Christmas, the holiday season is a great time to come into Ghana. You will have to sit in a little bit more traffic, but it's worth it.
Christmas and New Year's on a weekend this holiday, so
it's going to be
forward
crazy.
to it, right?
It's going to be crazy. All right, so let's pop back into the comments. As we were going back, 180,000 people planned to come into Ghana in December. I still don't understand how they're going to fit all these extra cars and drivers, but I know that the revenue that comes in during the holiday season is definitely necessary.
Absolutely.
And we're going to come back and talk about revenue in just a little bit. Somebody was saying they were on the motorway and bags of rice were falling off of an overloaded truck.
Oh yeah. Bags of rice. I was on the motorway and bags of concrete were coming down. My last trip to Kumasi.
You didn't tell me about that because I would have been upset.
Oh yeah, and it was crazy because it was like a concrete dust storm. Yeah, from the bags falling off the truck. It was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't tell me about that. I don't like that.
So yeah,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. Thank you, Kimberly. Purchased a garment for my wife from Alpha Freak. I was favorite store got it. Yes, totally my favorite store.
All right.
I like that I have to do my little right. Like, come on.
Oh, yeah.
That's a cute dress. Who doesn't love that? Oh, sorry. Did you want?
I like the dress.
Did you want a model too?
No, I'm fine. It's just a shirt. But I do. The military cuffs. I like. Oh, let me show that. I don't want to show off my tattoos, but the military cuffs. I like that. You see that? Really nice.
It's so weird sometimes to think of you having tattoos. Sorry, got distracted. Sorry, folks. Got a little distracted. Manual. Nice houses spring out at places with bad roads because those areas are new, and so the designs are more modern.
Okay, Manuel. Now answer me this. There's some houses that have been around for a while that still have bad roads in front of them. Come on now. You know what I'm talking about.
Because he says that the roads in those places get worse because the trucks start coming through with heavy loads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How and they just get worse after the trucks come through. But the difference I noticed in construction here is the construction in the States, when you build a development, the first thing you do is you
get down the road.
You get down the road, man, so people can get to the work site.
I mean, right?
And I've seen trucks trying to get stuck, and then they can't. And then now the guy's got to haul the materials, from the where the truck is stuck at to the side. It's like, really?
I
fix the road first, then it's easier. Then more people will be attracted to come and move.
I think that's where some of the master plan communities have a little bit of an edge because they come through. They do establish that infrastructure with roads and in a logical way. Because I've been in some subdivisions or areas where the road is just where people didn't put something up yet.
Right.
So you're kind of doing jiggy jags and all over, and sometimes it's narrow and sometimes it's wide, and people decide that they want to build out their walkway in the front of their house, and so now the road gets narrower. I don't understand any of that.
I was in a development yesterday where that's what they did. They went in, built the roads, and said we're having a house here, a house there. It was a nice planned development, and where they were adding on the road stop, but you can tell that they had plans to come in, build the road, and then finish the development.
Yeah, so much logic to it.
Yeah, it makes so much more sense to fix the road first.
Well, and we've been into communities. When we were out in Pram, we were looking around, and we ran into someone who sold off segments of their land, but did it thinking about road and infrastructure first, right? They were like, okay, so here's how we're going to sell it off so that we have room for a road, we have room for intersections, it's going to make sense. Then we were in another spot where the person did not think of road at all and was just selling off plots, and the road goes up in basically into someone's front yard, and then it has to go around them to get up because that's where the person built the house. It didn't even make.
There was no plan on how the houses would go, so you can have one house facing the side. They want to build to catch the sun in the morning, and so they build the house. And then it's just crazy. Then the person next to them builds and they want their house facing a different way. So the side house is next to the front of somebody else's house. It's
no rhyme or reason. And road access, sometimes you have to drive through someone else's property to get to your house.
Mm-hmm.
I just, Nana wants to say that living in New York, but grew up in Ghana and loves the show. So,
all right, we appreciate that.
Thank you. Kwame says there needs to be a coordinated traffic management system.
Which Accra does not have, and that's very obvious.
Yes. Tema tunnel trauma.
Enough.
I don't know. That's where you go under the motorway.
Oh, that thing. Oh my goodness, man. Let me tell you.
There's no way, and I don't understand this. The motorway, for those of you who've not been, right? So Tema to Accra, what, 12 miles, 15 miles?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say, give or take?
Yeah.
Right? No off ramps. So let's show. I hope I'm going to hit the right video to this. Oh, that was the wrong one. I totally hit the wrong one. We're going to talk about churros in a second. You see that guy turning? That's off ramp.
Yeah.
I feel like that deserves one more play, right? For those of you who missed it the first time, here we go. Off ramp.
Yeah.
Not paved. There's potholes that are very dangerous, in my opinion. Like the potholes are.
Oh yeah.
You drove in one once in the pickup truck, and the water came up to
bottom of the doors.
The bottom of the doors, and we thought we were just driving. You thought you were going to splash in the puddle.
I thought we were going to splash in the puddle, but
splashed in the puddle.
I was like,
I got nervous too. I was like, we're going to be okay. But what you said before is very true. People are driving this 12-mile stretch between Tema and Accra, and it's just one example. This is when you drive north of Accra, if you're driving east of Accra, west, it doesn't matter which way you're going. There's no off-ramps.
Right.
So you get on this 12-mile stretch, and there's no place to get off. How are you supposed to go anywhere on the 12 miles? Mm-hmm. Who thought of this system? Not one off-ramp?
Well, I get who I get it. It's just an antiquated road for what the need is now.
So you're saying at one time
in the 60s it was great. The 70s it was great. The 80s probably great. But now with the traffic coming through, now with as much goods that come out of Tema's Port onto these motorways, now we have a problem.
I don't even think it's the ports, though. I mean, I know that that's part of it is definitely the trucks, but there's been so much development and sprawl out of Accra, whereas maybe it was a little more dense, and then you kind of be traveling and there wasn't a lot happening till you got into Tema, or, if you're going in the other directions, same thing. And now because of the sprawl, people need to go to the places in between. So that Tema tunnel trauma, there's not places to cross over the motorway either. So if you're on one side and you want to go to the other side, you have to get on the motorway, drive all the way into Accra, turn around in the Clover, and drive all the way back. So if you are 6 miles from the Clover and you want to go over the highway, you have to drive 12 miles to cross it because there's no flyovers. There's just this one very scary tunnel.
Yeah, and it's like it's in one lane, so all the traffic going south has to go in at one time, but then they have to stop the traffic. Then all the traffic comes north has to go in, and it's back and forth like that. Yeah, that's a headache.
It is. It's not only a headache. It's so short-sighted about how people have to move. It doesn't take into consideration what the needs of people are. It's like we put up this road, hope it works. Not even hope it works for you. Thanks.
It is what it is, and you can see maintenance is a word that is like not used here. maintenance.
I'd be scared. They do have maintenance crews coming and doing some pothole repairs, and I've seen them. The first time I saw somebody on the side of the road doing things, it was because they had put twigs out to indicate where they were. Broken branches in the street as caution symbols. Yeah. I don't know who would take this job on the side of the motorway with some branches to tell people, hey, I'm over here.
Yeah.
Should I not be making these comments? Is that like, we're going to get banned? They're going to send us back. I think that would be a hard job to hire for because it doesn't feel like there's a lot of safety measures for workers to be out there. And the guys who were doing the asphalt were doing it in flip-flops.
It's hot out there. We're going to asphalt.
All right. Sarah says.
Yeah, it's scary.
Getting a little bit scary.
Alrighty. So hopefully that was.
B says we're not sounding appealing.
Not. Don't let the traffic issue scare you, because I tell you though, you come here for the way of life, not for the way of driving. How about that?
Sounds like you guys need to attend a town hall meeting. Tony for ambassador.
Oh wow, yeah, that would be nice. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we don't want to turn into a thing where we're bashing anyone. We want to say that there are definitely capital improvements that can be made. But if anyone has sat on traffic on 290 or I-10 in Houston, I've been there for some time too, where it's been a little bit torturous. I have been on 10 in California. Ooh. So yeah, traffic is definitely a concern in a lot of different places. But something happened recently in the news.
Yeah.
I missed it. I totally missed it altogether.
Yeah,
so
I was excited about it until I realized that I had a month to go on my toll pass, and then they shut the tolls down, say, oh, toll roads are free now. Free, and you don't get no money back on the toll pass. And I feel bad for anybody who bought a toll pass 2 weeks ago because you're not getting that money back for sure. Yeah. So for whatever reason, the government decided that the tolls were causing issues with congestion at the pain points, with people trying to get into pay, and then the hawkers are out there, and they just thought it was a good idea to end that and to seek revenue in other places to make up for it. So I don't know whose idea that was, but it was not the best idea. Because
I feel like they need those funds.
Yeah.
To make the capital improvements that we were talking about.
Yeah.
So now that they've done away with that, how are they going to supplement their budgets?
And
oh wow, it's that bad, huh?
I wasn't even thinking about the money part yet. I was just thinking about, okay, there's a cause and effect. You did something over here, and I don't know if they understood the effect that it has. Well, the first effect that I've seen is if nobody's there to collect a toll and you have 8 or 9 toll booths that are just wide open, what you have now is a whole bunch of cars just trying to zoom through all of these tolls at the same time.
It's like NASCAR start point.
And then try to merge back into 2 lanes. So now the speed was regulated coming through there. Now it's unregulated. People just flying through there, and now they're trying to go from 8 lanes to 2. Okay.
I thought of you yesterday when I did it, because I was like, this is what Tony's talking about. I went way over to this one, and then I was coming all the way back over to the lane on this side. I was like, this is what he meant. I got it.
Yeah. And okay, that was the first issue I noticed. But now, okay, the tolls actually regulate traffic. so that you don't have 1,000 cars getting to the next point at the same time. So now, without that toll to stop vehicles from coming, now what happens is everybody gets to the, what is it, the Tima or the where China Mall, that interchange where that is, and
it's
now that
up.
gets clogged up real fast
Well,
because there's more traffic coming to it.
Right, and there's a couple points along
In
the
between
motorway,
there.
and I'm going to play the little. This is where I meant to play the Trotro traffic. Oh, let me play that one. So that right there is
play
a
that
huge
again, and I'll
problem.
explain that. Yeah, and what happens is in the evening, you know, you can see 3 or 4 Trotros here, but in the evening, now you have like
they're like
10, 15 Trotros, and they're trying to merge in and out, and you got all this unregulated traffic that, you know, isn't coming 1, 2, 3 cars at a time from the toll road, from the toll booth, I should say. Now they're just all on the highway.
Yeah, and it's hard.
Making another choke point where these Trotros, I think that's around Community 18.
It's really hard because those guys are really, we're talking about 10 or 20 Trotros that are doubled up in there.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of the foot traffic that comes from having that out. So now,
and
foot traffic.
The foot traffic, what she means is you may have 30 to 40 people trying to cross that motorway at one time.
I'm gonna say that craziness again. Say what you just said again.
Yeah, you may have 30 to 40 people trying to cross at one time.
Walk across
4 lanes
and
a major medium of traffic.
And motorbikes will go across, and I mean, like all kinds of things. People on bicycles are going across the motorway because there's no cross points. So that all really, you're right. That the toll booth being eliminated really did impact the traffic flow in a lot of different ways. But now, how are they going to supplement the revenue from there?
Well, a very controversial suggestion was to tax the MoMo and electronic transactions, and
that's exactly what they're going to do too.
Nobody's happy about that because they're like, wait a minute, I don't even drive, and now you're taking the money that people who drove and they can pay for that road because they're on that road. Now you want to take my money and pay for the road. I don't use that road.
Yeah.
So people like, but I'm just looking at what all or how that pay structure is for the MoMo and what they want to tax.
It's going to be a tough. This is going to be a tough one.
Wow! On every transaction, it's a percentage
transaction.
Oh wow!
Yep, I totally agree with you. So we are gonna
bring the tolls back.
We're gonna hop back into the comments for a little bit. Roxanne says that when Nkrumah built the motorway, the population in Accra was about 5 million people. And what he says here is still true these days: is that Accra is the smallest region.
And Ghana has the largest population.
So roads here are.
It's kind of like New York, you know.
Yes.
It's kind of like New York. It's small, but everybody's up in there.
Yes, completely. Kwame says all the major roads between cities should be dualized. Yeah, it's just hard to.
Yeah.
And then there's no. What do they call the things on the side?
On the side.
Like, you're just on the highway and then you fall off.
Then you fall off. Yeah.
Like there's no median, not median. Curb. What do they call the thing on the shoulder? Thank you. Shoulders, not there. Preach, Tony. Somebody saying, Tony, you are absolutely right. The original motorway was built by Ghanaians.
Yeah.
I
mean, to be honest with you, there are black. And I know Ghana's listening, and I don't want to get in trouble or anything, but there are black construction companies that if you went to them and said, hey, can you come and train our people to fix our roads? they'd be more than happy to.
Yeah.
And what happens is you're not paying a company to come in or another government to come in and bring their people in and not train your people.
Because when you don't train them, you're not building the workforce capacity.
Right. Yeah. So it's like.
Yeah, about China, they're buying the world.
China's dangerous right now. If China came to me and offered me something, I would say no, thank you, because I know at the end of the day, I won't have anything. I'll have this, and they'll have my life. They'll have the rights to the rest of my life. No, thank you.
It's like a credit card. It's like when you teach a teenager or a young adult about a credit card. It's like, sure, you can have your McDonald's French fries today, but you'll still be paying for those fries for the next 10 years because you don't have a capacity to substitute that in any way. It's almost the same thing, right? It's like, I understand that you can get something today, and that might sound like a really great idea, but are you really thinking about the consequences or the pay up that's coming a little bit down the road?
Yeah,
so
like, I'm going to enjoy $10 today, but I could have been enjoying $100 for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Is Pram Pram a good place to buy land?
And build apartments.
If they expand the road.
That depends. It really depends on the person you are. If you want to live in Pram Pram and you're going to spend the majority of your time in Pram Pram, yes. It's a great place to buy land and build apartments.
And as the sprawl continues, I'm sure Pram Pram is going to be kind of enveloped in all that. Being right near the water, it's a nice draw for people. So maybe. Mike B says that you are blabbering total nonsense by saying blacks built America.
Black Americans built America with a question mark. I'm sorry, those were slaves that built the White House, son. I'm the last person you want to get into talking about this with.
Mike
B.
It's indigenous.
I will let you have it, but hey,
it's Indigenous People Weekend.
I'm hey, better check who your history teacher learned their history from.
I'm gonna take his finger and put it away for you, Mike. Tanisha says that the roads, drivers, traffic time, all horrible.
Yeah.
It just feels like the motorway, the traffic system, the way that they're managing the increase in population hasn't been thought through very well, and that there are some really systemic things that could be done that might not cost a China loan fortune.
Julian.
Yes.
They're doing it for cheap capital investment without long-term thinking. Long-term is going to cost them more in lost revenue. Absolutely. Love
Community 25, but the road.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know what you mean about Community 25.
Everybody's in debt to China, including America.
Oh yeah,
it's true, and that's they've had the alarms kind of going up in America too, in terms of how much debt are we really going to allow China to accumulate, not just in America but worldwide. Like, this is a conversation that should be had. Most African Americans don't think about Africa, so the Chinese and the West are taking advantage of it.
Well, we're trying to change that conversation.
Yes, let's hope so. Does GPS work?
Oh, absolutely. GPS is...
But let me just say something first. GPS will be like, turn right here, and then you go to turn right, and there's no road. It's like grass, and a little walkway, and you have to decide.
Do you want to
real quick?
Should I turn this road? Somebody went through that road because GPS says there's a road through here, and I've been through that. I've been in situations where I'm like, I don't know, this don't seem right. And then I say it, I'm like, dang, somebody really navigated this. And
I guess it's a road. But no, there was another time GPS navigated, and you ended up driving through a market where there were no cars allowed.
Oh my goodness.
And it was like...
people were looking at me, and I'm like, oh my God.
And it was so narrow, you couldn't...
I couldn't turn around.
Right.
And then I was just forced to keep going. It was like, I had to flip my mirror.
People were like bumping into the trunk, just like looking at, that was a terrible one.
And That was in the Shyman too.
Was it?
That was in
Oh,
Shyman.
no.
Yeah, I remember that was in the Shyman.
Listen, y'all. So GPS works, but you do have to make some split-second decisions about whether or not you're going to commit.
Yeah, I think the guy who was pinpointing the GPS location was on a motorbike.
It must have been. Andre says Google Maps is my best friend.
Yeah, it's pretty good here.
There you go. PY says that isn't China pretty much in control of the world at this point?
Including America and all those. Yeah, it is. And
yeah.
Hello, let's change that narrative.
Brother lived in Ghana for decades. Is struggling to reconcile the idealistic notion of Africa with the reality. Do you know what? I think this is something that is so important to comment on for us. Because sometimes I feel like we're the only ones who say this. Are we the only ones that like talk about pros and cons of this? Like, Ghana is not Skittles and unicorns 24/7.
Right.
It comes with a certain set of challenges and a certain set of benefits. And you have to decide if the benefits are the ones that you want and if you want them enough to put up with the challenges.
Yeah. And I think for the most part, if you want to talk about Ghana, you have to talk about the good and bad. Because if you only talk about the good, and I mean, you can build. I mean, we can all day talk about all the positives about Ghana, and you come here and you see an open gutter, you're like, oh my God, what, these people are crazy, you know.
The first time you see somebody peeing on the side of the road, you're like, wait, what?
It's like, yeah, you know. So I don't think it does Ghana any favors to not talk about the good and bad.
Yeah.
If you don't talk about all the luxury houses in Ghana, you have to say, and by the way, there may be an open lot next to you, and there's a shack
50 people living in shacks
because they own the land next to you and they don't have the money to build yet, or they're waiting to get the money to build. So it's not all peaches and cream.
Hi, I'm Leo. Subscribe right now.
But it's not America.
Ooh. But
See?
I agree with you with that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really important but. It is not. It's not rainbows and unicorns 24/7.
Right.
And you just have to know that before you get here.
Yeah.
But they do have Afrochella. So
I know. Yeah. Sorry, can't come this year. We'll party for you. Maybe next year I'll have to try to plan something for Afrochella to get people interested and come and do some big party. Afrochella.
All of December is a big party.
Oh.
Don't you think so?
Yeah, it does feel like that.
Yeah, it's a good party too. Do you think that there's a lack of maintenance culture in Ghana, specifically with roads?
Yeah, absolutely. But that's with everything. It's interesting. I see a lot of people, they get something and that's it, you know. There's no maintenance of it. There's no upkeep of it. So I don't know if it's just part of the culture that if you buy a car, you don't keep it in good repair.
I think it's hard to
build a house.
I think it's hard sometimes to keep things in good repair because there's not a trained workforce. The workforce doesn't have the capacity with trained craftsmen to tend to those things in a way that keeps the prices competitive. Like you can find somebody who's trained. That really costs a lot of money.
I think we can go through the thousands of reasons why though. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I agree with you on that one.
Because just thinking that it is like, why don't they have this? Why don't they do this? Why?
Yeah. A lot of different places. December in Ghana is always lit.
It's always lit. I like December in Ghana.
Yes. Boxing Day is from the UK. It's the day where people open their presents.
Okay.
I agree that Ghana should build their own infrastructure.
Yeah.
What are the alternatives to driving? Is there a train?
There used to be a train, but it doesn't run anymore. You've stayed in committee for, yeah, well, Helicopter Uber?
You really want this helicopter Uber idea to take off. December 1st, celebrating 1-year anniversary in Ghana. Congratulations,
No turning back.
Natalie.
I feel you. No turning back.
Concrete dust storm is horrible. Yeah, you have like Tony has some very specific rules on trucks that he will and will not drive behind on the motorway.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure that you get the handbook for that.
Oh yeah. That's right. Driver's Handbook.
You should.
Ghana edition.
Killing it with that dress. Thank you, William. Appreciate it. Kyle, your name rhymes with the Ghanaian female name Ewo, meaning mother. Yes, you have Ghanaian lineage. Yes. Always wanted to know if you are a Ghana descendant. If not, why Ghana? I am.
She is. Yeah.
I'm half African. My father's Nigerian and Ghanaian. So I'm a descendant. That's the reason you're here.
Yes, that's the reason I'm here, because of her.
Right. So it's not like Tony was like, do you know what? I think we should uplift our lives here and move to Ghana. That's not how the story happened at all. It was that I've been coming back since I was an infant. And I was like, Tony, you have to come back with me.
Yeah.
And you came back, and now he won't go back.
Yeah. Because, and I'll tell you why I won't go back. When I got here, somebody was like, hey, you're supposed to be over here doing something. I'm like, what do you mean I'm supposed to be doing something? Kobina, get to work right now. I'm like, hey, my name is Tony. Like, no, you're Kobina, get to work. And so they put me to work thinking my name was Kobina. They mistake me for somebody else, and now they won't let me leave. So I'm a prisoner of Ghana. No,
don't say that. Somebody's gonna say that.
Oh my God, we gotta go save them. No, I got here and I saw my cousins. And when I tell you I saw my cousins, yeah, I saw all my cousins.
I have seen your cousins. I saw one that was like, they kidnapped your cousin's baby and brought them here.
I know that picture of Will. I was like, whoa.
Woo.
Yeah, so
that's why I love it here.
I love it.
Yeah. So you have taken a DNA test now, and you have found that you are connected, but you were connected before you got any DNA results.
Yeah.
So there's that. That was a good question. Thank you, Mother Africa. Gandhi says, thank you. Natalie tells us again about the trucks breaking down. Yeah.
For 3 days. Yeah.
It's hard to get people out to fix these things. Yeah.
And I was going to say, too, if you're coming here, here's a business idea. Bring some nice tow trucks. If you can bring the heavy-duty semi-tow truck.
You will never run out of work.
Oh, wow. There you go.
You will never run out of work.
And give me
10% finder's fee?
No. 2.5%.
2.5%. Just have to throw that one. Commission. People steal the warning triangles, so they use the twigs.
Yeah. Yeah. But you're supposed to, hey, as a Ghanaian driver, you're supposed to have the warning triangles in your vehicle. I know this because I was stopped one day and somebody asked me if I had them. They were trying to trick you on that one. Do you have the warning triangle? I do have the warning triangles. And I have a fire extinguisher as well. Something else you're supposed to have. So
why do you need to have all of these things?
Because you're supposed to. If it's a fire, then you can go and help somebody put out the fire.
Good point.
Because the fire department it'll take a while to get there.
Fire department can't get through the traffic.
I remember.
Traffic on the motorway.
I remember going to a brewery. There was a car fire one day, and it was like the next day. The car was like still smoking. Like the next day, it's
a true story because we went by and I was like, oh my God, that car was here yesterday on fire. It's still on fire. Yeah.
Yeah, it was still smoking.
All the people that were driving by with their required fire extinguishers didn't stop to.
Well, I think at some point they were like, oh, it's just too big,
It's just too big. Are they mandating vaccines here?
Not exactly, no. They aren't forcing people to have vaccinations, but for some events, they are forcing you to have vaccinations. So if you want to go to some events that are sponsored by the government or whatever, You have to be vaccinated for those. So
Absolutely. What is the drive time from Accra to Tamale? Really, 2
no,
hours?
no, it is not 2 hours. That's a joke.
Unless a car breaks down on the motorway, which is no joke.
You know, I can do it in about 25 minutes.
That is
with
that is
afternoon.
That's like
25 minutes.
11:30 in the afternoon prior to 3:30.
Yeah.
When you hit 4 o'clock, you're not making it in a half hour. You just stop.
Half hour to 45 minutes.
I went to a doctor's appointment in Accra at 10:30 in the morning, and I was late, and I left at 9:30. And I was late. So yeah, maybe not 2 hours, but it can definitely take over 1 hour or 1 hour. So just keep that in mind. The toll was brainless. That money should have been used to rebuild the motorway.
Yeah.
I heard something that the toll, this was like a long time ago, but maybe you can shed some light on this, that the tollway was privately operated.
I don't know.
Shakira
before I got here, I have no idea. I'm just here.
Says that she ain't never scared when she's driving.
I heard that.
Driving in Ghana looks stressful. I'm stressed.
Fun.
You like it. No.
It's fun.
Some of their bus stops are in the middle of the motorway.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, completely. Black Anna, Tony for chief.
Okay.
He's the chief of our house.
And I'm happy with that.
Love the lives with Tony.
All right.
Yeah. If you love those, hit the like button right now.
Button.
Yes.
Yeah.
It sends the algorithm sends the video out to more people.
Mm-hmm.
And also don't forget to subscribe. We do go live every month. So while we're talking about our lives, what are the plans for next month?
For next month, because Christmas falls on
Friday is Christmas Eve, and Friday is New Year's Eve. And although I don't mind doing a New Year's Eve live, did you see his face, everyone? Did you see his face?
We would have to do it on location because I'm not sitting in the office doing no live on no New Year's Eve. What's wrong with this woman, y'all? Come on. Y'all feel me, right? Okay.
Okay. So Tony does not want to do a live on New Year's Eve. I don't particularly want to do a live on Christmas Eve. So the next live will be the 17th of December. We are going to do it before the holidays. Subscribe right now so you don't miss that live. We will be with you in just a few more weeks answering your questions.
Drop a comment below and let us know what you think.
All right, so let's get back into those comments. E. Julian says,
then in the future, they will reintroduce a toll and not remove the transaction fees. You got that? Hey, sound like you may have been part of the Ghanaian government at some point, E. Julian. You know exactly how they work.
China's like a high-interest credit card.
Yeah.
It's like a payday loan. You don't even know what you're getting into until the bill comes due.
I was just talking to Nika about this. The Trotros are like, you click on that one?
Mm-hmm.
Our Brooklyn Dollar van, she explained to me that they have vans that drive up and down and people, I was like,
yeah, that's actually a good point.
Cool.
Do you know the Trotros for me are annoying, but what is actually the most annoying are the go-karts. They're not go-karts, but they're, what do they call the motorcycle with the hauling thing in the back that can only go 25 miles an hour?
Oh, those little the King something.
Okay, so basically there's this vehicle. It looks like a motorcycle in the front. It's got a unicycle and a handlebar, and then there's a seat, and then a hauling bed.
Yeah, it's like a truck bed, a pickup bed in the back.
And the things can only go maybe 25 miles an hour empty, and loaded like 15 or
you can get
10.
out and walk fast.
You probably could. And they drive on the motorway with people who are going.
Motor King,
thank you. They drive on the motorway where people are going 100 kilometers an hour.
Oh, I hate those. And they're getting more popular because the of the recycling and everything now that that's a good hustle for them. So on Saturdays, it's horrible on the motorway with them taking all the plastics.
I would fear. And the people are in there. I don't see seatbelts. There's no helmets. They're just like
and there's a driver's seat, and then there's two little seats on the side.
It's not seats. There's just room enough for little butts.
And the people are just literally just holding on. Oh wow! Not me.
Yes, I can't. How do you have a roadway? If we're going to have these, if we're going to allow those vehicles on the roadway, then they're going to have to build up the shoulder so there's someplace for them to drive safely. Because right now what happens is people are barreling down.
Coming along doing 80, 90 kilometers, and then the guy in front of you is doing 15, and you have nowhere to go because the car is on the side, and then the shoulder is there. Yeah.
It's something. Do you recommend any place while you stay in Tema? We actually recommend a few places. Check out the video.
Check out.
We did a full video on that.
On where to stay.
Places to stay in Tema.
We did a couple of videos on where to stay in Tema.
Yeah. So. Are there any other channels that speak to the pros and cons like you guys break it down? I think that there are some other channels that talk about both sides, but it seems like to me, there's a lot of Ghana videos, not just Ghana channels, but like lots of Ghana videos where people really focus in on all the positives, which is great.
Yeah.
There are a lot of positives.
And then there's some that only speak. I think, we're probably one of the only people. I'm sure there are. We don't follow a whole lot of people. I don't. I do. Sorry, I don't. I'm not. I social media stuff a whole lot.
Oh my God, you're dating yourself so badly right now. Don't listen to anything he has to say.
Anyway,
but
that speaks truthfully and going to give you the bad and the good.
Yeah, I think, but that's the thing is that you really have to know what you're getting into here, because otherwise your visit, your transition, your move is not going to work out.
Yeah.
This week alone, we've had a day without water. We've had 4 days with no internet.
Water.
Was it 2 days?
It was 2 days.
2 days with no water, 4 days with no internet, and 1 day with no lights. And that's just 1 week.
The internet was on me because
No, because MTN had issues and they went down, and so we didn't
realize that. Yeah.
Yep. So if you are a person who's like, I need water every day, I don't want to fetch it out of a barrel or use a container, or if you're a person who can't manage when the lights go out, or it's hard to live without internet, then you have to know that these are things that happen here, so you can be prepared for them.
Yeah, and what the way I like to think of it is, I'm taking a step back so I can mentally move forward. And
interesting.
It's okay, fine. I don't have all those great amenities that we had in the States. I don't have all the extra baggage mentally that I carried with me in the States either. So you can choose to carry all that baggage and have great running water and great electricity and Wi-Fi and roads and all the other stuff. But boy, that police brutality thing is never going to end in the States.
Ooh, yikes.
Never.
Snowball says that you need to hear perspectives from all sides.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually talking to someone about their visit coming up in January, and they said that they were talking to a friend who didn't have hot water in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, no, you might not have hot water in the whole house. That's not uncommon. Right. And she was like, I'm sorry, excuse me, what? Mm-hmm. Yes, hot water is not a universal thing here. Mm-hmm. Water is like water, right? But hot water, no, we don't have. Tony and I do not have hot water in our kitchen.
Nope.
We have been here many times where we've stayed weeks and weeks and not had any hot water at all. So, that's just not a standard thing. We get used to it, right?
Yeah. I mean, what was it, like 91 today?
I know, the water comes out pretty warm.
Right, the water comes out warm.
So you just need to know that there's things to anticipate when you come.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
not necessarily having hot. That the lady I was talking to freaked out at the thought of us cooking with chicken in our kitchen with no hot water. I was like, I'm sorry, no.
How do you get hot water in it? You got this thing that you put water in it and you push a button and boom, the water's hot. You're like,
so we have to warm up. We warm up our water with a kettle. But you know what? That too, not everyone does that. So there are people who are cooking chicken and cutting mango and doing it all at the same time. Just saying. There are YouTubers who mentioned the negative side. Yes.
Okay, good.
It's okay. You have to talk about what's real.
And we keep it real.
Definitely. What is the spiritual life like here?
Ooh, you might want to ask another YouTuber.
Do you remember when we moved to Texas? And it was
God.
we would be out at Walmart, at the post office, at the grocery store, at anywhere. And people were so friendly. We were kind of.
Oh, hey, how you doing, darling? Oh, you guys look so nice together.
Yes. Have you found your church home?
What church you belong to?
And we would be like, whoa, that's a lot. We don't get that here.
No.
But you do get times of worship that you don't anticipate. Like when you're lying in bed on a Friday night at 2:00 in the morning and the church nearby is having
midnight service.
That's not even midnight service. They go all night till 6:00 in the morning.
Oh my goodness.
And a lot of these are open air.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no
and oh wow. And there's a church. I don't know where it is.
just hear it in the middle of the night.
It's close. But yeah. They have a drumming section with congos. And it's like, yo, man.
So yes, there's some spirituality here. And you're gonna get it whether you want it or not.
And see, now the thing to remember about the churches is that they don't have the ACs, they're open air churches.
Mm-hmm.
So they slide open the windows and the wall to wall windows open.
They're like acoustic speakers. They make sound in there and it just like resonates and carries far.
Whatever's happening inside that church, you can hear
all over.
Yeah.
So that's spirituality, definitely.
Ghana over oppressing America any day. You're right, exactly.
Yep. Attribute with that.
But no doubt, not America. That's right.
People are laughing at you, Tony. Tony got jokes.
Yeah. Tony got a joke.
Tony, you do have jokes. Be Ready says, thank you for answering your question.
We really appreciate that, B. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. You should do a live on location.
A live on location.
I'd be worried about...
It would be so noisy where we...
I'd be worried about the noise and the internet connection. Like it's a job here to keep the internet on here.
And to be honest with you, it was like 7:00. It started storming. And I was like,
it's going to be tonight.
Fingers crossed, tonight's the night. We've been doing these lives without interruptions.
Between the lights and the internet.
I was like, we're not going to have live. Here we are with the live tonight.
Hey, so maybe we can get it done.
Live on location.
Mark those calendars, guys. Mark those calendars so that you know that you keep us going all the time. They're called we've got tricycles, the trikes.
I think
tuk-tuks.
The tuk-tuks, those are the passenger carrier ones. The yellows.
The yellows, right. Yeah. These tricycles would be banned. Wait. The tricycles will be banned effective February 2022. Really? That can't be.
Oh wow! I have
on the motorway, maybe. Really?
Yeah.
And maybe they do have to make like a lane for these guys and put the mopeds or the motorbikes over there too.
They scare me so much.
They are like life in your own hands. Mm-hmm. Life in your own hands. Hello from Bamaland. Do you pay property taxes?
In Ghana, yes. And that's part of the problem too.
Sure is.
Is that the way the property tax is, the how it's regulated, or how the payments or the amount, it's not.
They don't collect enough
to the property and the value of the property to the tax paid. It doesn't make sense. You can have $1 million property and pay a couple hundred CDs in taxes. So it's
That doesn't even make any sense.
yeah. And we have a friend who's like, yeah, I gotta have $1 million property, pay 400 CDs a year.
So, Expat Life Ghana, how do you prep for these outages?
You mean like when the lights is turned off?
Lights go out. That's about it. How do we prep for these challenges?
Got a flashlight, a couple places around the house, and
We have a couple barrels of water outside for when the water goes out.
Mhm.
And then we have to go fetch water in buckets and bring it in to flush toilets and wash hands and do things like that. When the internet goes out,
we just got to talk to each other.
yeah, those days are long.
Like, woo,
It's
the
been
internet
6
coming
minutes.
on yet?
It's been 6 minutes, baby. How long are we
Yeah,
gonna
I
go?
know.
No.
So
And when the lights go out, if it's during the daytime,
we just leave the house.
you know, you leave the house.
Oh yeah, because
You're lucky.
the truck has AC, and
Yeah, so you just make do. Now there are going to be other people who I'm sure are going to pop in the comments and say get a generator, but those run on gas, and gas is super pricey right now. There's going to be other people who tell us to install solar.
Yeah,
We're renting, so we're not going to install
Yeah.
solar on a house we own.
That's something people should understand too. It's like we don't have a big tank here because the house didn't come with a big tank, and we don't want to invest money into a rental property.
Right.
So we don't have a generator. We don't have the big poly tank. We don't have the what do you call those solar panels?
Right.
So there's a reason why we don't. But at the same time, if you look through our neighborhood, our house is just like the other houses. Where
Right.
they don't have the generators. They don't have big poly tanks. So we're living how the people around us live.
Right. I mean, I don't know anybody in our neighborhood that's running a generator.
No, nobody does.
Yeah. So I mean, those solutions are available to you if you choose to, if you can afford to have them, and if that's something that you require. But I think this is a really important comment. Ghana is not for the faint of heart. You really have to know your why.
Yeah.
If you're going to come and live in Ghana and you want to live like your American lifestyle, it's just not going to mesh. You can make it work. It's going to cost you.
And the best description I can give you of Ghana is it's like Mexico with Black people, with Africans, with no drug violence and no gun violence.
Okay, all right.
And you think about it, Mexico has the resorts and all that kind of stuff, and then has the poor people and
Rundown shanty towns.
Yeah. So if you think of Ghana like Mexico with Africans and no drug violence and no gun violence, like, I can do that. Because I see Black people going to Mexico all the time. They don't complain about just being able to go on the resorts. They can't leave the resorts. And I just heard of a shootout between drug cartels in Cozumel or someplace like that.
Really?
Yeah, so it's like some resort town in Mexico. I don't know where it was exactly, but you got tourists there and shootouts. So you come to a resort here in Ghana, I guarantee no shootouts are going to happen.
Well, but that's part of the why, right? So you're coming because you want to be surrounded by people who look like you, who don't tie your identity into just your race, right? So that you have this opportunity to live a life of freedom that's different than the freedom that's offered elsewhere. But you have to know that. You have to embrace that. If you come because you're like, you know what? I'm going to get some of that free land and I'm going to live my best life. You're going to need funding. You're going to need funding for that. That American life in Ghana costs money, just like it costs money in the States. So just be ready for that and know your why. We've got somebody who says, why don't you get a generator?
I just explained that.
The stress of inconsistent electricity and modern conveniences would be too much. It's not.
But see, think about this. If your life is so attached to those modern conveniences, how much life are you living? I mean, what are you doing? Are you just connected to the internet all day? Are you getting out? Are you going and seeing the world. I mean, the electricity can go off here, and you can leave your house, and you can go and travel and see something and do something.
You have, because you have it, you're acclimated to it. You know what was the funniest thing?
Yes.
Was Leo
Good point.
and the dryer.
Mm-hmm.
Leo saw a dryer, and for us, prior to leaving, a standard amenity in our house would have been a washer and dryer. We wouldn't rent a house, we wouldn't buy a house, we wouldn't have a house without a washer and dryer. Leo saw a dryer, and he was amazed when he pulled the clothes, because he was like, "They're dry? How is this marvel of magic working?" He was just like, "What?"
Yeah, and in just over a year, he forgot we had a dryer. But you see, that modern convenience that you got used to. You see, you can live your life without them, and things are fine.
Yeah, we line dry all of our clothes.
And my clothes feel fine. They smell nice.
They're fresh. So the point is that you do lose out on some modern conveniences. Yes, that is completely true. But you'd be surprised that it doesn't decrease the fulfillment you have in your life. It just changes how you interact with it a little bit. I think that for the most part, people who come from the diaspora, who come here and give up some of those modern conveniences, are happier for it.
Yeah.
And yes, the electricity does go out. The TV turns off, and we don't have internet. And you know what? The kids and I are just fine.
Yeah.
We get along just fine without it. It's actually not so bad. Every
I know every once in a while, you're forcing, "Hey, baby, how you doing?"
A little bit of a reminder.
So that's cool.
Bucket baths are good for the soul.
Yeah, there you go, Mariella.
Solar lights have been a lifesaver.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Christy's saying where they stay, they do not have hot water. Completely true. Unfortunately, many from the West are spoiled and couldn't survive in a developing country.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I think that if you feel like that's you should still try this out, because I wonder if they'll have the same opinion as you, right? Mm-hmm. If they'll have the opinion that Ghana wasn't what I expected, it was more than I expected in a different kind of way.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let's see. Water lady, power outage and water shut-off management. Don't put off what you can do today and always stand by. Field water. You got that right. Wow.
We let one of our water tanks go down, and then when the water went out, I was like, "Ooh!" You definitely have to be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah. Somebody says, "Don't forget to rotate those jugs for freshness."
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Tony, that speaks to me and why I'm planning my black zip. I love that.
Plan that black zip. Do it. I've been here since January, and I've taken cold showers every day.
Unless you're at an Airbnb. Yeah, see, most of the Airbnbs do have the hot water heaters in the shower. So
They do. Tony's still traumatized from
Oh, Eric, man, you're crazy, man. Eric is out there.
Hilarious.
Oh. If they have windows?
With no windows or doors or floors. Yes. Have you been in homes with no windows, no doors, and no floors? Okay. Have you not stayed in a house, but been in a house?
No, I'm like, if they have windows, now I'm like, I have not stayed in one, but
I've been to one.
I guess, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Jamaica is a perfect, you said Mexico, but I feel like Jamaica is more of a parallel, right? That it's like going to Jamaica. And so many Jamaicans we hear all the time.
I said Ghana's like Jamaica.
Ghana and Jamaica are like that,
but
man.
If you see, now you have to know the history of Jamaica. Jamaica. See, I know what that means. It means you go, I stay. You see? I learned that here. Yeah, so but yeah, it's like Jamaica.
Yeah, definitely. I remember seeing one of your earlier videos about the healthcare system. That's a real concern that needs to be addressed before relocating. Yeah. I mean, if that's something
and healthcare is getting better here. There are a lot of people who there was a post comment somebody made, every problem is an opportunity. Somebody saw the problems with the Ghana healthcare system, and they saw an opportunity to come and provide better. So
You mentioned power outages and water supply issues. Are water collection and solar an option in Accra? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it wherever you want to do it.
Yeah.
And people are. We see.
Oh yeah.
Plenty
Solar
of people.
panels all around.
And I actually, another thing that I really love outside of just the water and the solar options to do them a little more green is that a lot of people grow gardens inside of their property lots. So we've got some onions growing out in the back. We've got a couple other things that I got a little neglected and didn't make it, but tomatoes and peppers are coming through. So, it's nice to be able to grow some of your own food as well as have some green energy coming in and out. So, different kind of lifestyle.
Yes, live on Tennessee Road at 4 Friday afternoon.
Beep, beep. Yeah, you're going to be sitting there for just a minute. Kimberly was talking about the new volume and the traffic sound like Atlanta's traffic. And the GPS is usually wrong and adjusts at the last second. So yeah, all of these things are completely true.
Yeah.
Unexpected outages are how I grew up in West Virginia. I think people forget that.
Yeah.
But places in the States.
In the States, yeah. Yeah, and we talk about the road, but you've been to Kentucky?
West Virginia is a great example. Some places in
Expat
Michigan.
Life Ghana, Tony, you're selling it. Hey. All right.
Hit that like button.
Hit the like button, Andy. You're right. Hey, family, Tara. See you. I forgot a shout out. A young lady, Nicole, came into the office, and was talking to Echo at Wallblue, and she had did some shipping with him. And he asked her, said, "So how did you hear about me anyway?" She says, "Oh, on the video, the YouTube video." And he goes, "Oh, so you know the guy?" She says, "No, I don't know him, but they helped us, with the information." He goes, "Oh, that guy, did you see him when you walked in here?" And she goes, "No." And he comes and calls me. He says, "Tony, come." And so I go in there, and the lady goes, "Oh wow, you were just sitting there. I didn't even pay attention to that." I'm like, "Yeah."
So pay attention wherever you are.
So Nicole, thank you for doing business with one of our partners, especially Wallblue. Echo's a great guy, so I just want to make sure I didn't forget Nicole, who came to the office this week.
Yeah, if you are looking to check out some of our partners, visit us at expatlifeghana.com on the partners tab. We have people that we've worked with that we've had good experiences with listed there. We don't get any kind of kickback, or we don't get anything from the people that are on there. It's no advertising dollars or anything else. We just want to share with you things that will
reputable people that we know
hopefully help you in your process. Do you know of any efficient off-the-grid septic systems?
No.
I don't know about that one.
Also,
solar generated
efficient solar generated water wells. Not on that one again.
No. Gardens, definitely. Yay, please. Countries in Africa have the same conveniences. Absolutely. New Orleans wants to say, ooh.
Had gumbo. Somebody else yesterday had a gumbo. I was like,
don't tell
not
me
waiting
that.
for Christmas, huh? Not waiting for Christmas.
Expat Ghana sounds like a prepper's paradise. Yeah, there's something to be said for that. So let's jump into this one. Latest in Ghana, tours with Expat Life. You've been giving out the tours. You've been having a good time with that.
Yeah, the tours are going pretty good.
You got the guys tour coming up, right?
Wow, I have to look at the schedule because we're just going to be putting out the new calendar for 2022, and every month has a specific tour that you can join, and there's going to be a guys tour, another ladies tour. There's an adventure tour where we go out and do all these crazy things with ATVs, horseback riding, do some water sports. There's a heritage tour coming up where you can get your African name, go through a naming ceremony, and do some of the spiritual things here.
You are so excited to go on some of these tours.
Oh,
It's kind of
yeah.
funny.
Yeah. So, let's see. Got some destination tours coming up where we'll be going to a couple places like Cancun National Park and out in Tamale, what's out Mole National
Mole.
Park. So we'll travel out to the Volta region. So there's a lot of things coming up. So we'll be updating the calendar, the website, I should say, with the month's calendars with all the activities coming up. So yeah, I'm real excited about it.
Yeah, I think that it's important for people to know too that they can have that you don't have to join the whole tour if you wanted to do just a few days of it, if you wanted to extend and still have housing. So there's a lot of flexibility. Drop an email if you want to get more information. Before we get into the last batch of questions, I have to give a shout out one more time to Alpha Afrique. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We love the clothing on this one. I like the color of this one. I'm feeling the color. We're on out.
All right.
Let's go.
Well, tonight?
I don't know what time is it.
Moses, if you listen, have my cabana ready. Green's Lounge, I'm coming.
I get to go to Green's Lounge. Okay, so now we're gonna hit the lightning round of some questions. Are you ready?
Okay.
Judith says, talk more about the town you live in. What does it offer? Why do you like Tema?
Why do I like Tema? It's easy to get around. Let's see. At some point,
like everything you need is here.
Everything you need,
you can do here.
Yeah. Entertainment is here. Shopping, all that stuff is here.
Yep.
Let's see. Another reason why I like Tema is because a lot of people come into Tema to work and then they leave. So on the weekends, it's really nice here. Saturday, Sunday.
That's a funny reason to like it. I mean, I think I like that. I lived in New York City. I've lived in a town with 2,000 people as the population. So I feel like I've been in all kinds of living environments in cities. And what I like is that there's access to the big city, but it doesn't feel like I'm living in the midst of it. The traffic is not quite as bad when you're doing your out and abouts within town. I can walk and get things that I need if I want to. So it feels like I can have kind of the best of both worlds. I think that's what I like most. Yeah. And great access to the beach. Yeah. So,
and I got adopted by the community here. So I'm a Tema boy now.
He's never going to leave, that's for sure. Brewers wants to know what's going on with your land.
We will be going out to Prem area next week and trying to get that matter resolved. So
it's still a work in progress.
We'll have some updates on the land thing. But
yep. If you missed the video on our land getting stolen, you should check that one out.
Yep.
Steven says, I thought Ghana gave automatic citizenship to returnees.
Why are we having such a hard time? The process is there's a process called return home, something like that. I don't know. But
you don't get automatic.
Yeah, there's no automatic.
No.
They're going to streamline the process. So you're going to less places dealing with less people for citizenship.
They plan on streamlining the process. As of right now, the process is not streamlined.
Right.
So in order to apply for citizenship, you have to live here for 5 years. In order to live here for 5 years, you have to go through the permanent visaing process, which needs renewals periodically. You have to go through the non-Ghanaian citizen ID carding process. There's not like, hey, you came.
You're here, okay.
No.
That doesn't happen anywhere.
Right. I mean, like, there's no place to immigrate to.
There's some, unless you're some special person, they're like, we just want you to be a citizen here. Here you go.
Yeah, no. And even then, I'm sure there's a fee.
Yeah.
there's a bribe in there somewhere. And just remember, too, that each of these takes time or money, and you'll choose which one you want to spend.
Mm-hmm.
So Jonathan says, how can I send money to Ghana? Can I set up MoMo? They're changing the MoMo rules now.
Yeah, you need to have your registration.
You need to have your Ghanaian, your Ghana card.
Ghana card, yeah.
which you get after you go through the citizenship process, right? The 5 years, you can get your Ghana card and sign up for MoMo. Otherwise, you can use your passport, but your passport will only get you access for 30 days. You can use your non-resident ID card, which you are supposed to get if you stay past 30 days in Ghana. You should have your non-resident ID card. And you can also set that up, but there are some limits and parameters. So it's getting a little harder. But otherwise, check the comments. Yeah. We use SendWave. So you can MoMo people without having MoMo, but you need to set that up while you're still in the States. So check out the link below. What do I need if I'm visiting for a month? What do you need if you're coming here? I've heard some crazy things people packing. like inflatable toilet seats. Somebody told me they were bringing one, and I was like,
inflatable.
Yeah, like they were gonna go into the blow up the.
Even worse. Oh God! Don't stop now. Okay.
So what do you need? What do you need?
I don't need that coming here. Wow. What do you need coming here?
Everyone, the next time they go to the bathroom, is going to picture this woman blowing up her toilet seat. I'm telling you right now. Anyway, what do you need? So much of.
I take empty suitcase. Come with an empty suitcase.
You're going to go home full.
Yeah.
Converter. I mean, like, I think there's some general stuff, but I think you just need to come with an open mind. I feel like that's like the most important thing, right?
Absolutely. I'm
going to leave it at that for a month. A month is a good amount of time. Open mind, and don't pack American Express. It doesn't work here. Chaz says, don't go back to the U.S. Wow. You might get stuck there. People are worried about you going back to the U.S.
Oh, yeah. Been there, done that.
And then Naomi wants to say, if they only have a week's vacation, should they even bother making the trip to Ghana?
Yeah, sure. Why? Because you may never get the chance again. So come.
7 days is short. You're going to have jet lag the first couple of days and maybe on the last tail end when you go back home. But 5 days, you can do a lot in Ghana in 5 days.
Yeah, I was going to say, take one of our tours and sleep on the plane.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can definitely do it. I think that's. It might still be a good vacation if you can't ever get there. Otherwise, you should just do it.
Yeah. I can guarantee if you're here for 7 days, there's so much to do. You'll leave saying, "Wow, I didn't even scratch the surface." So.
No, absolutely. Delim just got his non-resident ID card. Yay,
all
yay!
Right, Delim.
Is it easier to build your home or buy it?
Just
like
it's
anywhere
easier
else,
to buy,
right?
Because the headache is in buildings.
Yeah, just like anywhere else, definitely. Derry wants to know if weed is still illegal.
Yeah.
And then did we miss a comment in here somewhere? Somebody wants to know if it's growing weed is legal.
Saying that weed is legal, I'm sure growing it would be legal or illegal. What?
Yeah.
Funny. You know any good auto mechanics here? No, I don't.
Man. If you're a good auto mechanic, you got work for life.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I get my vehicle serviced at the dealership we bought it from, but I am actively looking for a reputable auto mechanic, and I'm gonna have to import one. I'm not gonna lie. I got Felix, but Felix is retired. He's really good, and he's retired.
It's hard to find someone who's good, and it's hard to get sometimes the parts that you need to.
Yeah. So if you know any good mechanics in the States that want to come over here, I'd be willing to work with them, getting a shop. They bring in that little what do you call that the code machine, the code reader. Yeah, you can get one of those.
Telling you. Hi from Atlanta. How's the drinking water? I have no idea.
I drink this water.
I don't drink the water, so. Whew, that was a lot today, huh? I feel like we did cover quite a bit, but it is getting to be about that time. So before we head out, any last minute goodbyes for everyone? Enjoy Thanksgiving weekend for those of you stateside.
Let's see.
Hope to see you here in December. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, if you're coming in, just know there's so much happening here in December. You just come
be a good time.
Come and have fun.
It's going to be a good time.
So, is that it?
I think that's it.
Oh, wow. Hey, we have fun. Don't forget, next live is on the 17th of December.
Subscribe so you get that notification.
Yeah, 17th of December. And with that, Moses Green's Lounge, I'm on the way. Charlie out for now.